Welcome to Come to Mama, where we nurture souls. How's everybody doing? It's been a week or two since I've been on here, but I wanted to come on and talk about the energies of what's going on these days and see how everybody's doing. My intention is for this channel to become interactive with people as I can gain more people to have dialogue with during the chat, maybe do some oracle card pulls for people. Um, and as time goes, just, develop it to help to nurture those souls and help introduce people into their higher self. So, what I want to talk about today is the 14th of January, and what I wanted to talk about. I pulled a oracle card earlier, asking Spirit to give me something to discuss with the collective, and what was most important first off. And the card that came out was creativity, and the herb is ginger. Right, ginger is used for healing. It is one of those properties that, especially in Chinese medicine, but in other medicines, when they make a soup or a broth, and it helps heal the body from ailments, from being ill to childbirth, after giving birth, or just healing from a common cold. It has a heating element in the body. Okay. So when I pulled that card, I had written down a couple of things, and one of the things that I realized is that we are, entering into new energies right now. And as I've stated before in my past videos, we are reinventing ourselves, and with the reinventing of ourselves, we are leaving some things behind that no longer serve us. And part of that is, um, you know, freeing. It's to free up um, space in our lives so that we could create our reality, right? What is our reality? Well, our reality is what we want it to be, right? If it's to be an entrepreneur, if it's to move, if it's to be healthier, if it's to be in more healthier relationships, whether it be love, family, health, relationship with yourself, relationship with your spirit guides, beloved ancestors, relationship with the universal God creator of all, you know, you have the ability to reinvent this in your life and make the necessary changes. But one of the things that I've been saying is that we have to learn to let go of things that are no longer serving us. And it may not be a particular person, it could be a particular mindset, like thinking negatively, thinking and living in lack, and thinking in lack, not being grateful for the things that you have, and just, it's being in your lower self. Okay. Um, Always just wanting physical stimulation, um, and never, you know, um, realizing you have the spiritual world at your uh, disposal. And I wouldn't even say to call it disposal, but there to help you. You're not alone, even when it feels like you're alone. When it comes to the physical people that are on this planet around you, you always have your spirit guides there with you. And it's time for all of us to start developing and making our relationships with them stronger, because even though we don't see them, they are around us. And test it sometimes. Just talk to your beloved ancestors, if you were close with somebody in the past, or if you believe in you having angels or spirit guides. um, Test it. Ask for understanding, ask for help, ask for signs to show you what direction to go into. Nobody will know. It's not anything that you should feel embarrassed about, because the biggest problem, the situation is they're there waiting for you to help you, to guide you. But if you think you have it all figured out, then they're you're not utilizing them, and they're just like, hey, hello, uh you're in this relationship and it's just horrible. How's that working for you? Oh, you got it under control. Oh, you're about to go in this same cycle again. You're about to go through that same situation over and over again. You're not paying attention to the signs that were already out there for you. Are you the signs, the symbols? Are you paying attention to the pain that you're feeling? Maybe you shouldn't be there anymore. Maybe you shouldn't be at that specific job. Maybe you need to leave that toxic cousin or brother or sister alone that, drags you down or uses you. Maybe you and your husband are no longer in balance and it's time for you both to move forward so that you guys can elevate. You elevate. You're responsible for yourself, right? So, paying attention to your intuition, you know, that voice that's telling you something isn't quite right. I can't tell you how many times that I have found myself in a situation where I know my spirit guides, that intuition, that higher self has been telling me, leave it alone. You're feeling some type of way about it for a reason. But I convince myself over and over again to give it the benefit of the doubt, give her the benefit of the doubt, give him the benefit of the doubt. Or I'll convince myself, oh, well, it's really not going to affect me. I could feed him with a long spoon. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you need to cut people off and trust that what you are seeing and whatever that feeling is telling you not to trust or they are not safe for you to love or give your attention to, trust it and walk away. That is living in your higher self. You will never change anyone. You will never make them see it your way. There's just no way. And when people are meant to be in your lives or you are meant to be in a place where you want to be, the path will open up. It won't be so hard. You won't be butting heads. It will just flow. It will flow for you. It will open up for you. And you have to trust that and understand that. So as I've said in the past, how I look at the situation is that I'm driving in a car, and I let my spirit guides drive. I'm in the back seat with my seatbelt on, just watching the scenery. I don't have control. They have control. When it's time for me to get out the car and go experience something, they gonna stop, and I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna go handle what I need to experience. And then when it comes to a point where I don't need to experience it no more, it's time for me to go get back in the car and put my seatbelt on, and I'm just gonna sightsee and watch and see until, and as my spirit guide tells me, okay, all right, it's time to get out the car. Go on ahead, go in there and check that out. All right, now come on back in here. So you have to understand there's just some things that we don't have control over that we try to hold on to, and it just sends us spiraling into the same cycles over and over again with different people, different situations, different mindsets. And the way the energies are going right now, they have been going, is that if you don't let go of things, spirit, and you're holding on to it, your fingers is getting snatched off. Now, I heard that from a reader one time, and that really stuck with me. And I've been telling people that. And I had somebody I told the other day bring it back up to me, which means that's powerful. Your fingers is getting snatched off. Okay? Meaning you're going to be in excruciating pain if you don't let go of what it is that you are no longer supposed to be dealing with. And only you know what it is. Okay? How do you know? Well, does it make you feel good or does it make you feel horrible? Does it make you want to produce and create, or does it make you want to stay stagnant and you're sad and upset and distracted all the time where you cannot elevate and ascend in your life? Okay? So, when we're letting go of things that are no longer serving us, we're freeing up space to create our realities. Let me say that again. When we let go of things that are no longer serving us, we are freeing up space to create our realities. Okay? And and doing this work, it's not easy. It's not easy. You know, I can honestly say it's one of the most challenging transitional things in life to have the trust that if you let something go, that you're allowing space for things to come in that are supposed to be in your life. But it's hard. It's hard. But I'm learning to do so with the understanding, and because I trust and I know that I am taken care of, that I'm loved, I'm taken care of. What I go through, I'm supposed to. For me, it's more than just letting people go, it's letting mindsets go, right? I've always been the type of person that has been very passive with people, in that I'm a very nice and nurturing person. So a lot of people by nature look at me as a weakling. And so then they say, oh, she's weak, especially if they're a selfish energy vampire or a wolf in sheep's clothing, you know, they're going to look at you as an opportunity to come up, right? Whether it be from sex or from money or from just your mental distractions to, because when they're energy vampires, they just want all your attention. Okay, and where your attention goes, your energy flows. So you're giving your energy away to somebody or something that's not helping you at all. It's not being reciprocated to you in any way. You're not receiving anything from it. It's just getting taken away from you. So when I realized that these types of people are being sent to me for a reason, it's for me to figure out, wait a minute, you need to have more self worth. You need to have a higher self esteem. You need to look out for yourself and take care of you, because and I heard a saying the other day, because we always say, well, we're always being tested. But what I loved about the saying was that, um, uh, let me see, it says, not that you're being tested, but you're exercising the skills you learn, right? So through each and every one of our traumas or hard situations in life, we're supposed to learn something about ourselves, right? So I just explained to you, mine was self worth, speaking up for myself, having boundaries with people, not trying to people please and do all I can for people, but then not being reciprocated that same energy, right? And so I'm learning now to do it, right? So how am I learning? Well, I recently had an incident with a friend of mine who overstepped their boundaries in the past, and I overlooked it and I didn't say anything. But then that person just recently did the same thing, and my soul, it hurt me, because if you love me and you're my friend, you would not overstep that boundary. Now, sometimes I give the benefit of the doubt that maybe you can't read my mind and you don't think like me. So maybe you don't know that you're overstepping the lines with me. So in the past, I wouldn't have said anything and I would have let this person continue on this way. But what I did was is I said, "You hurt me when you did that, and don't do it to me again in the future. If we're going to be friends, don't do that to me again in the future." And the feedback from this person was very negative. This person really took it completely out of control and out of, more than what it really was, and really said some really hurtful, cruel things, and then had the gall to say, you're tripping and I forgive you. What? I just asked for you not to cross specific boundaries with me, and you decided that you wanted to make me feel bad, and then uh, put more on it than add more negativity to the situation. So guess what? that person showed me who they really truly were. And that led me to also understand that when they were doing what they were doing, they knew they were taking advantage and they knew they were doing things that were disrespectful and they just didn't care how it affected me. What do I say? I'm not hurt. Thank you. Thank you, spirit guides, for showing me. Thank you. That's where I'm at in my head. I thank you for letting me know and showing me. But it also taught me that I'm probably going to have to go through this a lot more in my life of showing my skills, right? Of self-love so that people know. People you teach people how to treat you, and it's true. So it may seem like you're coming off mean or a person's coming off mean when they're setting their boundaries. Some people have high tolerance, some people don't have no tolerance for all at all. And that just depends on who they are and what they've been through in their life, which is fine. But it's important that all of us learn our boundaries and we enforce them with people because people will take advantage of you. They'll walk all over you. And then if your if your self-esteem is low, you'll find yourself at the blunt end of these situations all the time. And it hurts. So being real with yourself, it was liberating for me to say what I had to say, even though the feedback was not positive. It was liberating to me, and I'm thankful for the situation that occurred. And I am excited to move forward in my life and continue to deal with people with my loving heart, but knowing that I have the ability to let them know if they overstep their boundaries. Yeah, I don't deal with those types of things. And not in a mean way and not like I gotta fight them. Just in a way that I like I said, right? So with that, there have a couple things else I wrote down. Um, yeah, so to be your best you, you have to leave, these things behind. These bad habits, these unloving um, ways that you don't love yourself, or allowing people to use and abuse you or suck your energy to take advantage of you, or things that you allow to take up your time that are not helping you ascend in your life. What examples can I give you for that? Maybe too much internet watching, being on social media, um, too much gossip, um, not having organization in your life so that you can utilize your time wisely and get the biggest benefits by having that. um, you're sorry, my kids are in the hallway with my granddaughter playing with the little small basketball hoop. So if you hear kids once in a while, that's them banging around in the hallway. But anyway, not having organization is something that's important right now. Even with me, um, it's we're reinventing ourselves, and you can be whatever you want to be, but you are going to have to let old thought processes, old people, old relationships, old things that are no longer serving you, old jobs, situations that are no longer serving you behind, so that you can free up the space to create your reality. Let's see what else. As I said earlier, the things that we go to through, it's how you look at the situation. Like I said, I had an incident with someone that I thought was my friend who kept overstepping their boundaries, and when I let them know, they got totally disrespectful and out of hand, which really truly showed me who they are. Now I could have been petty and going back and forth with this person, but I just was thankful. Like I was like, spirit guides, beloved ancestors, universal God, creator of all. I am thankful for, you showing me. And now this has given me experience on what I need to do in the future if this situation arises. Speak up for myself and enforce my boundaries. And if people don't respect that, they can't be in my life. And that's it. So I decided to, you know, let me fight this person. Excuse the sounding in the background. But yeah, and I decided to um, look at it as a positive instead of a negative. And I wish that person the best and I send them off with love, but there's really nothing else that I need to discuss with them. I don't have to run behind somebody. There's no need to do that. I am now, as I have gotten that out of my way, then I can focus on the new things coming into my life and creating my reality. All right. I'm going to do a couple of cards pulls from the Light Seers Tarot to see if Spirit has any messages that they want for you, my beloved collective. Spirit, do you have anything, Mama? Needs to tell the collective anything to nurture their souls, or is there just a message that they need to know right now? 9 of Wands. Let's see if another one fell out. The Knight of Wands represents keeping and maintaining boundaries and persistence. And that's exactly what I've been talking about. Okay. All right. It's maintaining boundaries, um, maintaining boundaries, and persistence. So, once again, it's okay to enforce your boundaries, right? And if people don't respect your boundaries, then they don't they you need to consider whether or not they deserve to be in your life. And we're talking about grown-ups. I'm not talking about your 3-year-old, okay? Or your children. When you have your children, you made the choice to guide those children. And I All right, we're back. So anyway, I understand that when it comes to being a parent, you do the best that you can to you don't give up on your children, you know. But those around you who are not allowing you to ascend, or you're trying to be your best self and you're being pulled back or held back in any way because you are allowing it to happen, and you're not being aware of what you need to be doing and things that you need to be dealing with in your life and letting go of. um it's your responsibility. So I hope that I have nurtured your soul in some type of way. I love you all, and I hope that if you see this, you like and subscribe so that eventually we can interact in the chat. Take care.